subscribe. Tariq Radio. Like and subscribe.
All right. All right, everybody come on in here. We are indeed live in effect, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? What it do, family? What it do? We're live. How y'all living, fam? You know, I need to learn how to change the layout on the live. I've been trying to figure that out. I've been trying to figure out how to change the layout on this thing. And, you know, I'm real clumsy with this stuff, so probably got to get Brother Leo to show me how to do that. What's going on, man? Y'all come on in the room. What's up, Brother Leo in here? We're in here. We're ready to turn up. We're doing the tap in. Glad to have everybody in. Trying to get it in early. What's up, Michael? With the rose. Kimberly with the rose. Renee with the rose. Shout out to everybody. Miss Lynette with the rose. And there you go. I love everybody coming in with the gifts. I love it. I love that. That is all love, ladies and gentlemen. Well, let me shout everybody out who's coming in with the roses. Let me shout out everybody doing the roses and the gifts. Michael, Brother Michael in the building. T in the building. Easy does it in the building. Brother Michael again with the heart. Melanie. Let me see. A lot of people in here. Brother Michael Anthony. Respect to Michael Anthony. Let me see. Y'all come on in here. We in here, guys. All right, let me start inviting some folks up so we can start chopping it up. Let's start getting that thing going. I want to hear from the family early on. Let's do that. And, you know, we freestyle whatever's on your mind, we can discuss. And then I'll discuss what's on my mind. And it'll be just like that. Before we get started, let me shout out a couple of more people in here. We got Zandria from Los Angeles, FBA Nate, Pink Ice in the building. Shout out Queen Black, Megadon, Nola Noir. Everybody's giving the roses much love. Now let me get to the phones real quick. Miss Candace, how are you, Miss Candace?
Hey, how are you, Tariq?
I'm good, Miss Candace. How are you?
I'm doing well. So I'm a Black American woman, originally from Memphis,
Okay.
and I've been on the East Coast now. So I had a question for you, and I would love to get your perspective. And I think a lot of times we underestimate how deep digital warfare can go.
Yeah.
When we look at the history of whenever we've had like Black unity or spaces where we could congregate and start to either have conversations that are long overdue or organize, it's been infiltrated.
Yeah.
So on the digital front, there has been, lots of random trolls, clout chasers, whatever, but paid agents, etc. I'd be curious to know your thoughts around what you think with that whole dichotomy, and also are we doing enough? Like what your pontifications are on that.
Yeah. You know, Miss Candace, that's such a great question because as we see here on TikTok, and I'm going to call it Tariq Talk. Well, this is Tariq Talk now because all they do is talk about me on here. So all these naysayers, ops, agents, tethers, it's Tariq Talk at this point. But the sister made a very good point. There's a lot of provocateur type energy happening on this app, really surrounding and centered around the Renaissance movement that foundational Black Americans are having. And I've been explaining to people this movement is very significant because it's the only Black movement that's basically designed to not be infiltrated because it's lineage based. It's decentralized. It's not based on a leader. It's not based on a group. It's not based on an organization. It's not based on an ideology. All it is you recognizing your lineage. So they can't infiltrate that, and they're trying their best to find little inroads into infiltrating that. And out of frustration, what they're trying to do is create a four-wall type organization where there's some type of structural hierarchy with the movement. That's why they lie and say I'm a leader. Anytime y'all see something, I want people to be very clear. At this point, people we've been identifying using the Identified Foundational Black American for years now. Millions of people are identifying as foundational Black Americans. You have songs that are about this lineage. You have movies like Sinners that's about the lineage. So it's in the lexicon. There's been think pieces from think tanks. It's all in the media. So nobody's really confused about it now. They're not confused. The problem is they can't control it. All Black movements are supposed to be controlled. Any Black movement that's not controlled, it's seen as a threat because we don't. It's not a centralized movement. There's no rules or regulations or ideologies or nothing. You don't have to do anything. It's just your lineage. Being a foundational Black American means one thing and one thing only. You have lineage of somebody who didn't immigrate here. That's it. You have a non-immigrant lineage. That's all it is. Everything else is subjective. But with the Tether class and the Fed class and all of these people, they have to pretend that there's a leader and well, we're going to attack the leader that we said is the leader. And that's failing. You notice how that's not working because there is no leader. I'm not a leader. Nobody of our lineage looks at me as the leader because it's impossible to lead a lineage. It's literally impossible. So all of these discrediting tactics, it just doesn't work. And see, they try to use certain people, and now they use other influencers who are advocates for foundational Black American lineage. And everybody share the space, by the way. Everybody share the space, please. Everybody share the space. See, they'll try to use me or any other influencer as a proxy attack because they can't attack foundational Black Americans head on. And the thing is, a lot of these people, I'm talking about the Tether class, they've been denigrating us privately for years. Then they would slip out and start doing this stuff. Hold on one second, guy. Hold on.
Okay.
My crew. But I'll get on what I'm saying in a minute. Malik, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's up? How you doing, guys?
I'm
Everything's
good.
good? Okay. Okay. I gotta ask you a question. I think you guys are FBA. I heard about. I just found out about FBA thing probably 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
You know.
Where you from, Malik? Where's that accent from, sir?
I'm from Sudan.
Sudan. There you go. You've Myron Gaines territory, but go ahead.
Yes. I just find out like 2 weeks ago, a lot of people start calling themselves FBA. So you guys are not black no more, just FBA? No, you
Yeah,
guys.
Black. Yeah.
That's
The Black comes in the name, foundational Black American. So of course we're Black. We're foundational Black American.
okay. I'm FBA too.
You
Uh,
what? You what?
FBA.
You're FBA?
Yes, FBA mean uh FBA mean Foundation Black African.
No, no.
I'm just playing. I'm
Yeah, I'm
just
about to
playing.
say.
Okay, I
No,
was
no,
just
no,
I
no.
was just
For you, it
playing.
stands for foo-foo, bushmeat, and anteaters, my dude. That's what that stands for.
A
But
lot
yeah,
of
you're
it.
not foundational Black American, but
No,
you know,
no, no.
that's okay. Go ahead.
There's a lot of meaning.
Oh,
Foundation Black African. So okay, I'm
okay.
African.
Now, where are you staying now? Where do you live now?
Right now here in US. I
Okay, you're
just
over here with us. Okay.
yeah,
So
here I
yes.
live here in
Okay. So
DC.
so do you feel? Because a lot of people, do you feel left out? We're not denigrating you. We're
No,
just
no, I
recognizing. Yeah, we're just recognizing our lineage. That's all.
understand that everybody love themselves. You want to just protect your culture, your identity, your history. That's it.
Yes, and yes, my
There's no
brother.
problem. People don't understand when you say FA, they think you don't like African or other Black African. That's why they just confused. They didn't know that.
Right.
So
Yeah, and I don't know where they got that from.
I don't know why. I don't know. They think when you say FA, that means they think you don't like the other black people.
Right.
Things like that.
Which
That's
is
what they
not
say.
the
That's
case at all. Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah, they think
I
because they
listen to
get
you
okay.
guys, and
Yeah,
then I learn.
yeah. Thank you so much. I was going to have a sister. I made a mistake and took her down. I wanted to have you up, sis, and I don't know what happened. Okay, I was going to have this sister up, and I don't know what happened. Okay. But yeah, we don't hate people. We don't hate anybody. But some might. There might be some FBAs who do hate you. I don't, you know. But there's 43 million foundational Black Americans. Do I hear somebody's toilet? Sister, what's up, sis? Hello? Ma'am? Man, what are you doing over there, ma'am? It sounds real wet over there. What's going on? Okay, it sounds like she's taking a douche. Okay, let me get you out of here. I don't want to hear that, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'll get you on later. Okay, you put that douche bottle up, ma'am. You can do that later on tonight. Okay, I think she might have company coming over. Okay, let's see who else we got. What kind of sounds are those? Come on, your family. Come on now. Come on. Y'all have it together. Y'all cleanse yourself a little later. If y'all don't call me while you're cleansing. Okay.
Hey, Tariq.
Nikki, how are you, dear?
I'm confused. So
Why are you
everyone
confused?
else gets to protect their lineage. They got the Scottish people. They got the whitey people. They got them in the villages and got them
Yes.
getting married to the folks, and they got them in traditional garb, and nobody ask any questions. But
Right.
as soon as foundational Black Americans just say, "Hey, we just want to identify based off of the long history of the Americas, that when it was founded, there's all kinds of photos from 1800, all kinds of history here, just to say, hey, this is what we're gonna stand on." All of a sudden, everybody start bibbling and babbling. Well, what's going on?
Yeah, sis. The thing is, man, we were supposed to just be a generic exploitable class of people. And we're not letting that happen no more. We were supposed to be just this endless, formless, boundaryless group of people who everybody can come and extrapolate things from, and we couldn't get credit for our own creations. We had to let everybody share everything we did, and everything negative from other people, we had to bear that burden. So we were a trash can for everybody, to be honest. Everybody kind of used foundation. They used us as a trash can. Just when we use the term African American, what happened was people come over and they'll be African American when it's convenient, when they want to dump their criminals on us. If somebody from Uganda came over here and pulled a scam, well, they're just black. If somebody, all those guys in Minnesota who are Somalis doing all of those plethora of crimes, when they get busted by the dozens, well, these are a bunch of black people. They're African American. Now, when they start winning things and getting scholarships, oh, then they're the Ethiopian. Oh, then they're Jamaican. They distance themselves from blackness when it's something constructive. And we saw this con game and we said, okay, enough is enough. We're not going to be everybody's trash bin. And a lot of people feel a certain way about that. Let's get Maul, Mr. Maul Sudo. What's up, brother?
You doing, brother? How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you, sir?
Peace and blessings, brother. I just wanted to ask a question. This is very important.
Yes, sir.
How do you, because all over TikTok, this is where the confusion is. How are you associate? How is the FBA associated with the the different indigenous American factions, like the Moorish indigenous American, the Hebrew Israelite indigenous American, the Creek, the Choctaw, coming out of the Nawabian nations under Malachi York? How are you associated? Because I ran into a lot of different forums where the indigenous Americans claim to be FBA as well.
Well, the thing is, a lot of these other different factions, a lot of these are ideologies. Nawabian, that's an ideology. Moorish Science Temple, that's more of an ideology. Hebrew Israelites, that's more of a religion. And there could be people who are foundational Black Americans who can have all of those ideologies. Again, it's 43 million people. Foundational Black American is one thing. You just need one thing to be a foundational Black American based on logic. Somebody in your family has to have a lineage that don't have immigrants in it, a non-immigrant lineage. That's it. That's literally it. Everything else is subjective. All right. So there is no confusion. There's no confusion whatsoever. Now, with the indigenous people, there's confusion with them. Now, there's no confusion with foundational Black Americans. Either you were here at the beginning of this country, or you have lineage who was here at the beginning of this country, or you don't. Some of the indigenous people and the so-called Aboriginal people, and I talked about this yesterday, a lot of these people are actually Caribbean, and what they're trying to do, they're trying to use Aboriginal to tie in the natives that were in the Caribbean islands, and some of them hundreds of years ago, or thousands of years ago, were traveling back and forth. So they're trying to say, since they're mixed in with them, that makes them Aboriginal to the Americas. So that's like a little backdoor game that they're trying to play. And I broke that down yesterday. So that's something else. So, that's, you have to, when they start saying Aboriginal and indigenous, you really have to look and see where their background is for real, for real. Tropical Niger.
Hello,
Hello, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. What part of Nigeria are you from, ma'am?
Ogun.
Ogun. Ogun. So what's on your mind, beloved?
So you say that to be FBA you have to come from a lineage of no
Non-immigrant. A
immigrants.
non-immigrant, yes.
So that is false because your ancestors were immigrants, African immigrants.
How?
That is how you got over here, right?
They didn't immigrate here.
They did. Well, they were put on a boat and they were brought over here.
That ain't immigration, ma'am.
They are still African immigrants, regardless.
No, ma'am. Immigration don't work like that. Immigration is when you leave one place and go somewhere better. You don't leave and go into a hell and get punished and castrated and beat and forced to build a nation. That ain't immigration, ma'am, at all.
At the end of the day, your ancestors are African immigrants who were
Everybody's
brought
ancestors
here
are African.
on a boat.
Everybody's ancestors are
On a
Africans.
boat.
We
Here
didn't
in America,
we didn't immigrate
you
to another
cannot
country.
deny
We
who
did,
you
ma'am,
are.
ma'am,
You are
ma'am,
African.
ma'am, Tatalish, ma'am, slow down. We didn't immigrate to another country, ma'am. We built a whole different country, ma'am. So we're not immigrants by definition, right?
Country was built off of African immigrants who were your ancestors.
It was
How could
built
you
by,
deny?
ma'am, it was built by people who had an ethnogenesis and became foundational Black Americans. There were Black Aboriginals here, and some of the African people who came over were mixed together, and that became foundational Black Americans, ma'am.
Foundational Black American is a new term. It
No,
is
no,
not
no, no, no,
old.
no, 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 no. But it's for the same group of people that's been here for centuries, ma'am. African American was a new term in 1988, but they applied that term retroactively, right?
It's been African. You guys don't like yourself. You keep denying it.
We don't like, ma'am, you're not even in
Keep
Nigeria
denying it.
now. You're not even in Nigeria now. How we don't like
I
our,
am in Nigeria, but
you're not.
I talk on these topics.
You're
because
not in Nigeria.
You guys are self-hatred. You guys
That's
hate yourself.
you. You're
You
not in
guys
Nigeria.
truly
We
hate
love
yourself.
ourselves.
Like, this is
Ma'am,
sad. You guys deny who.
ma'am, I'm not Nigerian. Why are we gonna? I'm not a continental African. We're not continental Africans. So
But
what are
you're
you
still
talking
African.
about?
Africa is within you. So
No,
your
no,
ancestors
shit.
are African.
No, really,
Your bloodline is African. Your culture is African. So now what?
really. What's African about my culture?
The food that you eat, the hairstyles you do, the
Who?
music,
Who? What music?
the hip hop. You don't
Okay,
think that has influence from Africa?
name the African Nas.
The beats that you use, it comes from Africa.
Name the African Dr. Dre then.
Well, let me go see.
Okay, if we got it from you. Name the African Rakim, the African Nas, the African Dr. Dre. Come on, let's take your time. We got time. I want to hear this. And the food, we don't eat bushmeat. What food are you talking about, dear? Oh, did she leave? Oh no, she's still here. No, don't come back, beloved. No, come back. She. I want you to unmute that mic. Tell me about this food. Please unmute your microphone, beloved. I want to hear about this food. I got to hear about this. We don't eat giraffe gravy. I don't. I want to know about this food. Our food don't taste the same.
Okay, okay. So
There you
right,
go.
your
What?
food actually comes from Europe.
Who?
Your food comes from Europe. Mac and
Okay.
cheese,
Name the
collard
European.
greens.
Color. Okay. What soul food European restaurants are there?
So you can look it up. It's
Okay.
literally influenced
What
by
Europeans?
the slaves in
Where in
Europe.
Europe do they make collard greens?
You guys get your mac and cheese from German,
Okay,
like
no, that
Germany,
actually the
like
modern mac and cheese. No, it came from ma'am. That came from Sally Hemings' brother. That was a brother who was I think Andrew
look,
Hemings.
I'm telling you,
Hemings. That
you
was a
can look
founder.
it
No,
up.
ma'am. Modern mac and cheese. The way it's baked. That came from a brother named Hemings. He was a slave of
Collard greens
Thomas
itself comes
Jefferson.
from Greek. You can search it
Who?
up.
What?
It comes from the Greeks, the collard greens.
Okay, how come the Greeks don't make good collard green now?
So all you did was add flavor to it. It still came from them.
Yeah. Some vegetables were all over the place. It's all about the way you prepare it. The Greeks don't have
So how do
greens
you
like
know that
us.
they wasn't preparing it that way? At the end
I
of
know.
the
I've been to
day,
Greece. They don't have collard greens
your
in Greece,
culture is
beloved.
it comes from Africa and Europe. Like why
No,
are
it
you
comes,
and Native
ma'am. No, it
Americans?
doesn't. It's our own flavor. We had to use our own flavor. That's why your food don't taste like ours. What food do you have that tastes like soul food? FBA soul food. What dishes do you have in Africa? You're not muted. Okay, she left. Okay, she left. Okay, okay, I wanted to hear all this. She tapped out, by the way, guys. Okay, I didn't leave her out. No. See, they say stuff and can't stand on it. They say a whole bunch of BS and they can't stand on it. And I'm not being rude. I'm asking questions. See, that's why they want us to be formless, generic Africans, so that anything we do, we're gonna have to give them credit. Your food, your music, everything come from us, Africa. Your music, hip hop. Okay, but who the hell is the African Rakim? How come y'all can't rap then? Why can't you rap like us then? How come we do everything different? Where's your Beyonce? Where's the African Beyonce? How come we do everything in a certain way that nobody else can do? No, we have a unique culture. We have a unique culture, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not trying to shine on people, but y'all don't do shit like us. Y'all not gonna do that. Where's your jazz? That's us. R&B is us. Well, there was a drum in the village, well, you didn't do nothing with it. We had to do something with it over here. It's no. You don't get credit because there was a drum in the bushes somewhere. No. See, this is why they're upset, family, because they can't take credit for FBA creations no more. See, that's the con game, family. We've been sitting up here giving away our damn culture to everybody. Now that we've delineated, people are starting to look around and see what folks ain't got. They ain't got nothing. They ain't got nothing popping. Who's the African Rakim? That dude who's saying, take you to the movies? I want to take you to the movies all day. Let me take you to the movies, baby. That's their Rakim. That's their Rakim, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not trying to, come on, man. I'm a roast you. If y'all walk into the roasting, I'm going to have to, come on. You just going to walk on the plank. I'm going to push you off the plank. You just going to walk up there. I'm going to push you off the plank if you're going to walk up on it like that now. Don't say some shit where you know it's horse crap. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. And I'm trying to show love, but don't come up here talking crazy. And then when it's time to show and prove and bring some facts, hold on, let me Google. Well, collard greens came from Greece. They don't make no collard greens. I've been to Greece, and Greek food is very good, by the way. Greek food is good. I love Greece. I went over there, had a great time. They don't have no damn collard greens. We didn't get no damn soul food from Europe. What did we get? Where's the European food? The food in Europe is horrible, especially in England. That food is infamously horrible. No, see, they love to try to say we got stuff from everybody else, but none of their shit is as good as ours. They always try. Well, you got mac and cheese from Germany. Modern mac and cheese, as we know it, that was Hemmings, a brother named Hemmings. Y'all look it up. Look up Hemmings and mac and cheese, baked mac and cheese. He was a chef. He went over to France because Thomas Jefferson sent him over there to France, and he was working with cooks over there. And the mac and cheese was over there, but it was that runny ass mac and cheese with basically some noodles and water and some melted cheese. It was just real janky the way they made it over there. It's that runny ass stuff. And he said, no, we're going to put some flavor on this. Let's season it this way. Let's get this type of cheese. We're going to bake it. We're going to do it this way. That's where the modern mac and cheese came from. It came from a foundational Black American, Hemmings. Now, y'all look that up, fact check it. So I like to give names and dates. This was early 1800s. Come on now. See, I know we're foundational Black Americans. We're phenomenal people. And we've been too damn nice with sharing our damn culture. And then people start taking that for granted. We share our culture and say, okay, well, since we all melanated and we all of African descent, yeah, we all can share. And then what happens is we saw what Busta Rhymes did. Y'all remember some years ago, Busta Rhymes was like, back on the Americans, they ain't got no culture. Yeah, hip hop came from us. Everything about hip hop, that came from the Caribbean. Yeah, because, they over here, they ain't got no culture. Well, what they got? They ain't got no culture. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. So yeah, we said, no, we're gonna have to change this thing up. Now we're gonna have to start bringing truth to power. We're gonna have to, if you're gonna make an omelet, you're gonna have to break a couple of eggs, and a couple of feelings gonna get hurt because we got to get this omelet together. LC Don, hop on LC Don.
Hey, you lighting this whole TikTok on fire. What's good?
What's up,
Hey,
Playboy? You good?
what's up with it? Hey, we met a few times in real life though, but
Have you
hey,
been to the museum?
yeah, the museum on Crenshaw.
Yeah,
I've been to the screening for Hidden Colors 5, all that shit.
no doubt. My
I
brothers.
appreciate you, because because I remember years ago I had a Jamaican friend though, right? It didn't dawn on me why he was always like talking against it, because when I would be hip up on what black folks need to do and what I'm saying, overcoming, our oppression and all this other stuff, he was always on some, what I'm saying, he was always on some anti, what I mean? He wasn't against, what I'm saying? He was always against what we doing on the spaces. And it didn't dawn on me like why he would be like that,
Yeah, and
Then
and
then
you know
I
what?
just go
Thank you for
ahead.
the call, brother. And you know what? We started noticing that whenever we started talking about reparations, we would always see somebody jump up, man, we don't need no reparations. Man, we don't need nothing, man. We ain't gonna get no reparations. We and us and like, and after a while we start saying, who are these people? Why are they saying that? Who would be against reparations? And then we start looking in the backgrounds of these people, and we started to see these were people who weren't even qualified for reparations. These are immigrants. Every time we would talk about reparations, the loudest people against it were immigrants. And I bring this up all the time. When they had that little jive ass reparations hearing in DC years ago, they had a dude named Coleman Hughes and they had Candace Owens up there. And both of them were on national TV talking down on reparations. Now, we know Candace Owens, she identifies as Caribbean. This Coleman Hughes guy, they left his last name out. His real last name was Cruz, and he was Puerto Rican. He's not qualified for reparations, and he was against it. Yeah. So we started to put two and two together with these people. Okay, let's get them. Jasmine.
Hi, Tariq. I want to say that I super appreciate what you have brought to TikTok.
Yes.
When I first came on this freaking app a year ago, I was just like everybody else. Like, where do I fall into the space of these weird Africans and the Siberian Native Americans and
Yeah.
Mexicans sometimes, and like everybody's trying to say that they are foundational Black Americans. Be
Yeah.
okay. And I always thought that it was super weird. Then I would go to the panel and they'd be like, well, you know that Kamala Harris went to an HBCU, and I'm like, there's white people that go to HBCUs too.
Oh yeah.
But on her birth certificate, where she's allegedly from, which is Cali, where I'm from also, it says on her birth certificate, Caucasian and Jamaican.
Yeah.
Who
That's what my
has
parents said.
Jamaican on their freaking birth certificate?
Right. Right.
Very weird behavior. And
Mm-hmm.
she supposedly was born here, just like Obama, who was born supposedly in Hawaii when he's a whole Kenyan, and he grew up in freaking Indonesia. He only
Yeah.
went to high school in Hawaii with his white tea K Beast mom.
Mm-hmm.
These things bother my soul.
Yeah.
And I've been saying that since I've been on TikTok, and I kind of floated between the term FBA and the Caribbeans, and they like to lock onto the American Indian tie, right?
Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, because we're American Indian. And it's like, are you talking about the continent? Or are you talking about the USA part of who we are? That's
Yeah.
where they always thought to falter. Well,
Yeah.
you know, I'm American, so I'm Tejano. I'm South American. I'm Guyanese or whatever, and we're Indian.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not the same. And I don't want to get too off point because I
It's
can
okay.
just go on and on and on about these pretendians. And I heard you talking the other day about the two types of Indians,
Yeah.
American Indians. There are the indigenous black types, the Amasi, the Choctaw, all those tribes where they had to either be forced to go to a reservation and get welfare or be freedmen and actually build this country. And that's what FBA is when I think about it.
Absolutely. Thank you, dear. Because yeah, that's another hustle. I'm telling people, a lot of people who are saying that they're Aboriginal or Indigenous, some of these people are actually Caribbean. Yeah, I just saw a video of some chick was Tariq, he shouldn't be saying FBA because the Haitians, they Aboriginal to the Americas too. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, they're trying to backdoor this shit, man. They're trying to backdoor with some Arawak and Carib Indians. They're trying to use this retroactive backdooring into the foundational Black American lineage. They're trying to be real slick. And the thing is, if you immigrated here, that's irrelevant. If anybody in your family immigrated here, they ain't FBA. If there's some immigration papers somewhere on one side of your family, that ain't it. It's that simple. What's your name? Monumental? I think that's your name.
Yes, sir. Monumental Musa, man. Shout out to you, man.
Respect, bro. How are you?
Yeah, I'm well, man. I can't complain, man. You know, I'm from Chicago. I've been following you for a long time, and I'm
Yes.
glad. I'm glad that you brought up this conversation about delineation because it's very needed.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a 37-year-old American Muslim, right? I practiced Islam for a long time, but by choice, though, not
Yes.
because it's something. I just feel like Islam grants me a lot of discipline.
Oh yeah.
And I go to the mosque with a lot of people from West Africa. You've been to Chicago. You know how the downtown Islamic Center and all that stuff is. And I've asked these people, West Africans, Central Africans, Ethiopians, Somalis, Eritreans, you know, they do not treat us like they treat themselves. They make a very clear distinction between the foundational Black American and themselves. And they talk down on us very badly.
Yeah.
You know? So like when this delineation occurred, I was so ecstatic for it to happen, you know, and shout out to Professor Smalls, you know, because y'all two talking points is the main talking points that I've been able to utilize to substantiate why I am a foundational Black American.
Oh yes, Professor Small, he's the truth. That's one of my master teachers.
Yeah,
And you know
I'm
what?
glad you said that because people always try to say that you don't like him, and I'm like, that's contrary to
Who the hell? Man, anybody say that is a damn liar. Don't ever, man, anybody say some shit like that, check them. Professor Smalls is like a father to me, man. Hell no. I
Yeah,
love
they
Professor
always
Smalls.
say that. I'm like, that's not even true. Like,
That's not true,
Tariq
man.
Nasheed always speaks highly of Professor
He's in my
Smalls.
new movie. Yeah, we got a new movie coming out. He's in it. So yeah, don't let these folks be on here just lying their asses off, trying to sow division and all that stuff. And yeah, we ain't going for that. Watch these liars out here. That's a bald-faced lie. Thank you for the call, brother. Lady Dolphina.
Hi, Tariq. Thank you so much for having me on. And I saw you in person at the Reparations Task Force hearing in Oakland,
Oh,
and you
cool.
are a lot taller than what I imagined. I
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
why. I thought you was about like sitting at like 5'10", 5'11". I think you're at like 6'2", because I was in heels and you were still way taller than me.
Oh, yeah. I'm
And
like
I'm
I'm like
5'11".
6'4", 6'5", 6'4",
Oh
6'5".
yeah, you very tall. Because I was still looking at. I was like, oh wow. But it was great to see you out and about. Shout out to you for the museum, and
Yeah.
thank you so much for lighting up TikTok. It has been so hilarious. And shout out to the family in the room, because they be, whenever you go on, I be getting a lot of like, come on in here, you know. So shout out to you and shout out to everybody here. I
Yes,
just
indeed.
have two quick points, Tariq. Just
Go
two.
ahead, bro.
The first is that my father was born in the same time period as Mrs. Imhoff. And he has two Negro parents on his birth certificate, and she has zero. So everybody can take that for what they will. I am Black American on all 8 sides for context. So again, my dad, two Negro parents, Mrs. Imhoff. She had zero Negro parents on her birth certificate, and they were born about 10 miles away from each other.
Oh, wow.
The second point is about the identification. And Kyle, is there any way that you can mute, because I can hear your background? Thank you so much, sir. So with that MENA classification, Middle Eastern, North African, none of these Africans said anything about them, and they've been trying to delineate on the OMB for I think like the last 10 to
Right.
15 years, and they are actually African. So
Great
why do they
point,
need us
sister.
to be that so bad? So those are my only 2 points, Tariq. Thank you so much.
Thank you, beloved. Oh, that's a great point. That's true. Yeah, these Muslims over there, over here, they're delineating. I forgot. That's a phenomenal point. Yeah, they're being a separate category, and they're from Africa, and they ain't saying nothing about them. They're not saying one thing about them people from their own continent coming over here delineating. They're going to be a whole different ethnic group on the census form. But everything is all about, well, they got 40, 50 damn spaces daily running simultaneously about these FBAs are xenophobic. You hate us. You hate Africa. You hate yourself. Yeah? Everything is all about crapping on us. Let's get Brother Cal. Hop on in, brother.
Hey, how you doing, Tariq?
I'm
I
good,
was
Cal.
on
How are you?
YouTube and seen that you have come over to TikTok. Welcome, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with a lot of what you're saying. And the gaslighting is crazy. I listen every day during work, and a lot of your videos get me through the workday. So I'm happy that you allowed me to come up. I
Oh,
just
yeah.
want to thank you for everything you do, and I'm trying to make it out to the November event, right?
Yes. Yes. And then those tickets are going to go on sale hopefully this Friday. So I'll keep you posted on that, definitely. Thank you so much, Brother Cal. Let's get Descendants of 1804. Oh, I guess they didn't mean to get on. Okay. Let's be very careful, guys. If you get on, all right, some of y'all may or may not want to get on. You might hit the button by mistake or whatever. All right, let's get on. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? Let's get King. King, hop on in, brother.
What's up, Tariq?
What's up, King? How are you, sir?
Man, I'm doing well, man. I wanted to let you know you got the streets on fire for 2026, brother. You do.
Yeah, I'm trying, bro.
You are, man. So keep your foot on the necks. I want to let you know the streets are talking about you all over. Houston,
Yes, sir.
Texas rocks with your message, man, and we love you, brother.
Man, respect. I got to get down. You know, I'm trying to buy a house in Houston. I love Houston.
Okay, okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother. Yeah, Houston is a vibe, man. I'm trying to get a house down there because we fell in love with Houston. Who is this? What's your name? D. It starts with a D. I got old Negro eyes. I can't see that good. D. What's up, man? Hello. Hey, brother. Everything all right over there? Okay. Okay. I'm hearing some noises over there. Everything all right over there, brother? Okay. Sound like he's working at Chuck E. Cheese or something. Okay. Let me get some more folks in here. All right, let's get your phone lines together when y'all try to come in, family. Get your phone lines together when you try to come in. All right. I'm trying to add Lee. Every time I try, it's funny when I try to add people, the names jump around and then I end up adding the wrong person. I've been trying to add Brother Leo in here. Okay, who we got here? 'Cause I'm adding so many different. Let's get random. Random,
Yeah, how you doing, man?
how you doing, Random? I'm good, man. What's going on with you?
Man, it's a pleasure to hear from you, bro.
Yes,
I've
sir.
been watching you since like a friend sent me to you like 10 years ago. Maybe well about 9 years ago when you was doing the Mac thing.
Mac lessons, yes.
Yeah. You talking about you helped a lot of brothers out during that time.
Oh
And
yeah.
still helping brothers out.
I'm doing my best, brother. Absolutely. How you been, brother?
I've been good. I've been real good. Now I just found out about this. Like,
Yeah.
start seeing it like everybody saying like it's just roaming in TikTok and they just trying to bash you. And I'm like, well, why? Like, why do you want to y'all, a lot of, and I stay in Houston too, so there's a lot of African people. Well, it's a mixed culture out here, so it's
Yeah.
a lot of different people that's here, and they always want to associate themselves with what we doing,
Yeah.
and it's confusing.
Oh yeah. But yeah. But the thing, thank you for the call, brother. But a lot of folks on here, that discrediting thing, they're just using me as a proxy for trying to denigrate the lineage because this is a Renaissance movement that's happening right now that they can't control. So they think, okay, if they attack somebody who's very vocal about the lineage, that's going to stop the momentum. And it doesn't work. And that makes them even more frustrated because there is no leader, there's no organization. Your lineage is your lineage, and you can't really do anything about it. Discrediting me is not going to make people not want to look at their lineage. I always tell people if I get abducted by a damn alien and I disappear, people are going to still understand what their foundational Black American lineage is. You see? So it's a desperate play for people who don't know what else to do. They're doing it out of frustration. You understand what I'm saying? It's a frustration thing. They literally don't know what to do. Let's get Donald. Oh, well, let's get Sword. One Sword. I get One Sword in here because I had him up. One Sword, hop on in, brother.
Yeah, what's the word? What's up, dude?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm all right, man. Welcome to TikTok.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. How long you been on here on TikTok?
I've been on here for a few years,
Okay.
but the FBA stuff really popped it off though.
Yeah.
What with the delineation movement, it really brought forth a lot of history, our history and things that we did, right? And
Yeah.
so, you really learn on here because of this delineation movement. And get past all the nonsense. But I did want to say, man, thanks a lot for being a historian and deciding to provide us with that education. Cause knowing who we are, we walking around with our head high, got all the self-esteem in the world. These Africans though, the tethers, they really be on here just crying about it.
Yeah, they
Please
do.
be, you're African, just accept it. It was like one dude was crying, like just bawling out. You African, why won't you be African? Like, bro, come on, man. You need to get it together, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we love you, man. I'm from Chicago too.
Shout
And
out to the
thanks.
South. Respect to that. Respect. Yeah, man. These folks are really crashing out because listen, they try to attack me because they think I done tricked everybody. Whatever they like, is this Tariq's fault? He meant you head us and call us Teters. I want y'all to understand it wasn't me. Y'all think foundational Black Americans didn't hear and see some of the little grimy stuff y'all were doing, especially when y'all start getting on apps like Clubhouse. Come on, y'all they can't blame me. The people saw you. They saw what y'all were doing. Y'all remember when they were on Clubhouse, when Clubhouse got started? They had all of these spaces every day. It was a bunch of these folks from Africa and the Caribbean just crapping on us. They be on there, these akatas, they're nothing, they're baby mamas, they're lazy. They would just be on apps like that all day talking mad crap about us. Then they took it over to the Twitter spaces. For those who remember the early Twitter space days, y'all can look at those old recordings. That's when we start getting some straightening, because they would be in the Twitter spaces. They would be East Africans. They would be referring to us with the hard ER. Even Myron Gaines, who's East African, he does that to this day. It was a whole bunch of them acting just like Myron Gaines. He ain't the only one. It was a whole bunch of them acting just like him, calling us welfare babies, slaves. This, y'all was just slaves, and y'all ain't gonna get no reparations. Y'all lazy. Y'all ain't got no culture. So yeah, people heard that and said, hey, okay, we cool on you for right now. That's what it is. But who is this? Somebody said, who is this? Erica? Okay, hop on in there. Somebody saying. All right, let me get some more folks in here. Let's get Julian.
How are you, sir?
I'm good, Julian. How are you?
Is this your first TikTok live?
No. I've done some for the last few days.
Okay. I need to tap in because I just saw you and I was just making sure it wasn't a troll account. But welcome to TikTok, bro. This has been so important. This platform has been so important just to remind you that that our own government made moves to control it. So it's a very powerful platform. I'm so glad you're here. Very briefly, something that no one's talking about, and I think we need to start having the conversation in the Black community. You actually did something. I saw something on your YouTube channel maybe about a month ago regarding these so-called UFOs.
Yeah.
As a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I know how you feel about the Nation of Islam, and we love you. Matter of fact, I just posted something on the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's birthday, which was last week. And as you know, tomorrow's the 30-year anniversary for the Million Man March.
Wow.
Yeah, tomorrow. I'm just reminding you. But I want to say, you were having a conversation about the greatest Black leader, in your opinion, and I actually posted that. You made it a couple of years ago. You made the post, and I reposted it. And right now, it's the biggest. Just over the past couple of days, it's been the biggest growing post that I ever made. So it's sitting right now about around 10,000 views, and it's climbing. But I will say this, and I would like for you to look into it in your own time because you're a scholar. These so-called UFOs are directly connected to what we now call foundational Black Americans.
Yeah, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad spoke on that decades ago. And what's interesting, a YT man who worked at NASA, they had video of him saying the exact same thing.
Yeah, that's Dr. Norman Bergeron.
Right.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, there's some extraterrestrials, whoever, who look like Black Americans. This is a dude from NASA said this.
Of course.
So yeah, a lot of that stuff lines up that Elijah Muhammad said back.
All of it, brother.
Yeah,
all of it.
Yeah,
but
man.
real quick, let me land by throwing this out there. Approximately 3 weeks ago, the Senate Oversight Committee released video footage of a U.S. drone actually shooting a Hellfire missile and hitting one of these so-called UFOs. We call them baby planes. And the missile disintegrated. Now, this was before Congress a few weeks ago. Mainstream media is being very quiet about it. And the funniest thing is it was filmed about a year ago, October 30th of last year. And it was filmed off the coast of Yemen.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm gonna look into that. Definitely.
Check my page. I actually did a documentary. I released a documentary called UFOs and Black People.
Okay.
And you can
Do
check
you know
out
you know Dr. Wesley Muhammad? You work with him?
Of course. I don't know him personally, but yeah, that's our brother. He's very.
Oh yeah, love it.
He's on
in
top
the
of
new
this.
movie. Oh yes, he is. My brother. I'm gonna follow you. I'm gonna follow you now, Julian. But thank you so much for the call, brother.
Okay, thank you so much, Tariq. We love you.
Absolutely. Thank you, brother.
Rude work, feel that natural flow. Rude work, stay fresh wherever you go. Rude work, I like the way it feels. Rude work, the magic is so real. Rude work, you need